All right, what's up, everybody? This is we're gonna give everybody a couple of minutes. I am just a slight bit early here, but we're gonna do something different on this stream that we've not done before. Now, I've done streams where I've just had gameplay streams. We've reviewed cards. I've taken your decks and helped fix them up. Right? We've done deck doctor streams, but I think this is gonna be the first stream where I'm dedicating the stream to playing decks from the viewers. And I don't know how this is going to go. So here's the deal. And I'm going to take out a piece of paper. So I have it right next to me here. And my trusty reusable notebook, which if y'all don't have one, you got to get one of these. These are like the most amazing things. But what I'm going to do, not yet, but when I say go, I will be starting a queue. And I'm going to have basically two queues. I'm going to have the free queue, which everybody's eligible for. Doesn't matter where you're watching, whatever. And I'm going to have a paid queue, which if you make a bits donation or super chat or whatever, $5 or more, you can skip the line. But if there's nobody that's paid, I'll just keep doing all the free ones, which is fine. But here's the thing. We're going to have some parameters. First off, if you just give me a deck that's just same old deck, like, I don't know, you give me Selesnya enchantments or something, I'm probably not going to play it unless you're doing something completely different. Otherwise, we're just kind of playing decks we've already seen. So it's not going to be any fun to just be like, hey, I have this, I don't know, mid-rangey Golgari deck, and it's just all the same cards everybody else plays. It's not what this is for, right? You want me to show off something that you're working on, something different, something you're winning with that's a little weird, like whatever. That's what this is going to be for. The other thing is, and I know some of y'all are going to hate this, but unless you're just making I don't know, a big donation of some kind, like, I don't know, maybe $15 plus. If it's a control deck, I'm just not even going to bother. Like, just being real, those are going to take so much longer and they're just not going to be as fun. So, like, if you really want me to play it, then I got to get something for it. Sorry. I know some people are going to hate that. I'm just keeping it real. But otherwise, you know, I think this will work. So we'll see how this goes. But again, you can get into a free queue if you want to get into that, or you can get into the paid queue and you can skip the line. Basically, how it's going to go. Paid queue, $5 or more donation, whether that's bits, super chats, whatever. I don't know, stars equivalent if you're watching on Facebook, whatever. Like, okay. So here's the thing. Let me open up another window, just so I have access to it. I'm going to pop that window out. And then I'm going to go into our standard chat in my Discord. Links are in the description, by the way, for the Discord. You should join if you're not, by the way. Discord's still free. Absolutely free. And we have people helping each other with decks all the time in there, like talking about different stuff in the Magic community, a bunch of different formats. So, like, you can just hang out. There's like 600 people in the Discord. So come by, have a good time. Quick questions we've got going on here. It says Joe Folt says, I do have a deck I've been working on that's Abzan. It still hasn't, I still haven't tested it yet, but I love to see how to, okay, sure. That's exactly what this is for. David says, what if it's a mid-range deck that uses control to push damage? I don't even know how to answer that question. Like, it's a mid-range deck or it's a control deck. Like, what would control to push damage mean? I actually, not even being silly or cheeky, I don't understand the sentence. uh my name is London, says arena decks. Technically the deck could be anything, preferably standard, but just hosted somewhere I could quickly download the list. That's the biggest thing. But all right, starting now, if you want to get into the queue, you can go into our Discord, into the standard chat channel. You can put in, just say, I would like to be in the queue. And that's all you got to put in there. And then if you want to skip the line, you can make a donation directly. Man, they like roots decks are just not gonna get there. I'm just telling you. Like, I'll play one if somebody submits one, but Roots decks just ain't it right now. I think we've seen what Roots decks can do, and we've seen their ceiling. Unless somebody's got some super crazy tech they're working on, I think we've maxed out what we can do with Roots right now. I'd love to be wrong. Boy, would I love to be wrong. But I think we're at about max of what we can do with Roots these days. I think the issue is they're just not weird to say, but I don't think there's like new Roots technology, if that's a thing. I think we've kind of already seen what we're going to see. Uh, Gutter snipe counter. I mean, I don't know if I'd put that in control any much more than I would put like the Ashenil deck that I made as a control deck. Slow gameplay down to help get creatures out, basically, then say no to their ways to remove it. I guess I just have to see it. I'm not envisioning it. I got murdered in modern playing fish plus roots plus food. Yeah, if I was doing modern, sure, but everything's on arena because it just presents better. All right. So yeah, if you want to get in the queue, hop into the Discord, hop into the standard chat, and just say I would like to be in the queue, and then we will get you in line. It's that simple. Also, thanks to everybody who hopped on here early because this was kind of like a spur of the moment idea. We've got people kind of watching all over. Always surprised where people come from. We got people watching on YouTube. Whoa, there's like doubling the sound over here. Don't need to do that to you guys. We've got some people watching on the YouTube or on Facebook. So thank you there for those of you watching there. And several watching on Twitch. So thank you there as well. So yeah. Also, I guess I need to put the Discord link in chat because some people are watching on other things that aren't YouTube. So let me make sure I make that link available for everybody because that would be the smart thing to do. And let's see, copy that. And then I will post that so everybody has it. And then we can start making this queue and get this show on the road. So I'm putting it in chat there so everybody can see it. That should show up everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. All right, good deal. So everybody can see that. If you are on, I don't know if I could do that. If you're on X or Twitter, I don't know if I could do anything there to make that particular. I guess I just post it directly. Here you go. I'll just put that right in the chat there. So, because for whatever reason, the APIs on Twitch or Twitter are just all goofy. Thanks, Elon. Like, all right. So, how many people do we have? One in the queue right now. I'm assuming in the free queue. So, if you want to get in, now's still the time to get in. I'll probably let them go to about 6 each large, and then we'll see how it works from there, depending on how far along we get. But if you want to get in the queues, hop into the Discord. You got to go into the Discord, into our standard channel, and put, I want to be in the queue, please. And I will put you in the queue. If you want to skip the line, because maybe you're going to be leaving and you want to make sure your deck gets seen now, any type of $5 USD equivalent donation on any of the platforms will get you ahead of the line. Don't need to share the deck list till I call on you, because we may or may not get to everybody, but we'll see. But right now, I only have one in the queue. I only have one person in the standard channel saying they're in the queue, and that is Night Sky. So I have Night Sky accounted for. Anybody else is not currently in the queue. But we'll see. I mean, if you give me a best of 3 deck list, I'm just going to play best of 1 anyway. So doesn't matter if it's best of 1 or best of 3. I'm just playing best of 1, just so we can run through games, run through the decks. We're not trying to do a whole production. I mean, I guess I could fire up Brawl if you have a Brawl deck. I'm not opposed to it. Again, Nightinglass, hop into the Discord. I will post the link again for people. There you go. And then just go into the standard thing and just say, okay, I have Sergio now with Night Sky. So I have two people. Sergio A, I should say, in case another Sergio shows up. Because this is the way I can always go back and reference it and make sure that everybody is accounted for and I didn't skip anybody, whatever. If I just do it based on chat, then there's arguments of like, I said this before this person, or you missed me when I said whatever. And like, I can only scroll back so far. So it's a lot easier to just say like, hey, if you do it in the Discord, I know for sure that you're accounted for. All right. Let's see. We got Go Cowper. And we've got Vutoni. Is that how that is? Vuittoni. All right. You are in. So I've got 4 people in DAQ. I don't know. I don't use like MTG bot is just there to like identify cards for me for the most part. I don't do anything with it. Plus, I'm keeping 2 separate queues because people can pay and skip the line. So if you pay to skip the line and be up front, I wouldn't be able to use the regular queue. So like this is just easier. Plus, if you're not on Twitch, you can't access MTG bot to use the queue, and that's a different problem. So it's still much easier for me to just have everybody do it in the Discord. Vuitton, Louis Vuitton. Got it. That shows you how much I know. Like I'd wear men's warehouse suits before I wore a Louis Vuitton suit. Is Tiny Bones worth the paper price to pick one up? I can't answer that for you. It would. There's a billion questions. It'd be, what do you expect to play against? What type of deck is it in? Like very few things, unless you're talking about lands, are going to be black and white. You can always hop in the Discord though. We can have a deeper conversation about it. Okay, I'm going to assume this is the queue for now. I have 4 people in there. So Night Sky, why don't you go ahead and in the standard thing, give me your link in the chat so I can grab your deck list. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like David has a good point. Like if you're just making mono black aggro skeletons, sure. Like you definitely want to play it. I mean, here's the thing. Like, and we just did while we're waiting on Night Sky's deck list. Like I just put up our weekly podcast today. And this is kind of falls in that conversation of like it gets a little weird when people talk about like Magic or their collectible card games and how expensive or how much they want to spend on them or whatever, right? But years ago, I quit, and this is going to sound very elitist, and I understand what I'm saying, but I quit caring about that argument because the majority of the players, not the majority, but a lot of the players who had that argument were the same people that would go spend money on something else that was consumable that they'd be done with in a matter of hours a lot of times. So it's like, is it really more expensive, or is this just not where you want to spend your money? And that's a totally valid thing. Like we're welcome to spend our money however we want, wherever we want. But to say that like this is too expensive, but then you go buy, I think one examples I used in a response was a $70 video game that you're done with in 20 hours because some people brag about how fast they could beat the game. Well, was that any better? Right? But you chose to spend the $70 on a video game that you were going to play for 20 hours and be done with it versus could have been, hell, I actually have a Magic deck that's like $100. So in standard. So it's like you could have just almost bought a whole standard deck and then played it for the next 5-6 months. Right. So like, it's really just a matter of perspective. And if you're playing other formats, you don't even have to, you just play those cards forever. And you know, like that's a thing. So it really just depends. Like if we go to the movies, we know a lot of times if we get a popcorn drink, whatever, like depending on the time we go, if we don't go on like cheap matinee price or whatever on like discount Tuesday or something, like it could be $50 and that's done in 2 hours. You know what I mean? So like it's all about what you want to spend and what type of experience you're looking for on whether something's worth it or not. And everybody's going to have a different measure for that. And that's okay. But I think we just have to be honest with ourselves about it. Hey, new subscriber. Thank you so much. So it's good points. Longer now these days as we have such a long rotation. Oh, yeah. When you're talking about 3-year standard rotation, absolutely. Like cards last in standard so much longer, especially if you're buying newer cards, obviously. Legacy is definitely expensive, but recent formats are not too heavy on the wallet. Also true. I mean, I have a legacy deck that I've had together for, gosh dang, I don't even know, probably a decade. Seriously. Every man is allowed to have a hobby as long as the bills gets paid. Yeah, exactly. You decide where you want to spend the money. But it's like I said, the argument of this is too expensive when you see people spending a ton of money. Like I've literally watched people say like, "Man, it's too expensive," and then that weekend go to a convention and drop like $400 or $500, getting like a T-shirt, a poster, a piece of art, a thing. Like, and that's fine, nothing wrong with it. But you just said this was too expensive, then you went and dropped $500. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just a matter of where you want to get your experiences for your money. That's all there is. All right. Night Sky gave us, let's see, Night Sky gave us a deck list. Boom, we got it. All right, let me go dig this up and we will take a look at this and get rolling. Again, if you want to get in the queue, just hop into the Discord. The link is in chat and in the description of the video on YouTube, or you can just do equivalent of a $5 donation and you can skip the line. I expect most people will be free, so if you skip the line, you will very likely be first practically all the time. All right, let's take a look at this. We have an Abzan tokens, it's titled. So let's see what we're working with here. And this is for Night Sky in the Discord, or Joe Fultz, as he is known here in chat. We've got Corrupted Convictions, because we have tokens to sacrifice. Obviously, this you can sacrifice and turn into a token. Pollen Shield Hair. I'm going to wonder why we don't have more Pollen Shield Hair, unless you're just tight for rares, which is fair. But until the turn when this creature dies. Man, I hate these cards. I ain't going to lie. Like, every version of these, unless specifically I'm playing like creatures that get better when they come back from the graveyard, like the blink type decks or something, like then these are kind of okay. But the rest of the time, I'm gonna play it as is because you submitted it. This is, but I'm just a thing. I'm not a fan. Return up to one target card from a graveyard to your hand. Create a 1/1 mercenary. Okay. This is fine. Let me see what we're returning. See how we feel about it. Becomes plotted. You get a 3/2. All right. I have a lot of ideas. I think we could do a lot better than what we're doing right now. But you know what this means? We're going in. We're going to go play some games. Let me go hop into the play queue and see what we can do. Abzan tokens. I love Death Fakers to annoy control decks. Worthless in a meta where we have so many negates. I feel like my problem though is they don't allow you to be aggressive being the aggressive deck, right? Whereas if you're playing something like Tyvar Stan, right, that can still allow you to be aggressive while being defensive if you need to be. All right, so let's see what we got here. This is going to cost a lot. That's 4 mana. Problem is, I think we have to mulligan this because we really don't have anything that does anything early. So away those go. And I'm going to keep this and I'm going to get rid of this. All right. Not a bad start mana-wise. I mean, we got all the lands we need to play our first 4 cards. We just need something to do on turns 2 and 3 here. Blanchwood Prowler. All right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that's not great. Oh, why'd I even play that? That was silly. It's all right, though. I mean, I guess I can attack if it dies. We just get a 1/1. Yeah, sure, I guess. Oh, they didn't even block. Okay. Oh, it's so funny. And there's roots. I figured that's what it was going to be, though. Yeah, we're not winning this one. We don't have anything to do here on these early turns. I mean, if they block, oh, they're not even blocking. I was going to say, at least I could return something and get a 1/1. Yeah. I think we're just wrecked here. Oh, double roots? Yeah, GG's opponent. Like we're not coming back from this. We're already done. Pretty sure this deck has no comeback mechanic. Like this is our one shot probably if we can make enough tokens possibly. But right now I don't even know how we would do that. Um I think it's going to involve getting Selvala down, passing. So then we could man, but then we got to get something cheap so we can make another token is the problem or a set of tokens. Yep. All right. Yeah, we can just GG's. The opponent's got this. We're not doing anything. We had 4 turns where we basically played a 1-1. That's not going to do it. I will tell you. I think the issue is, and again, I have to play another game or two with it. I'm not just going to play one game with y'all's decks because that would just be silly. I think the issue here is the deck has a lot of cards that effectively say make a token, but they're not really helping you get across the finish line. And this is kind of a classic, and I've even done this before, so I'm not saying I'm even above it, but it's definitely a deck building mistake to see like cards that all have similar words and go, oh, obviously these all go together. But ultimately, they're not really helping you do anything. All right, we go first with this. We can kind of make this work, right? Not sure this deck needs to be playing deserts either, though. Um, Mostly because of exactly hands like this. You want to be playing stuff on turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Like deserts are always going to be tapped, and that's going to be bad. This also being an example. Like we have these rats. I can't sacrifice anything if they wanted to try to bounce it or something here. That's the thing too. When you're talking about mana bases, a lot of times people ask like why certain ones over other ones. Literally, it's things like that where it's trying to figure out like the frequency of these lanes being tapped or untapped. Like how important is it? What can I get away with? I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Mostly because if they have a counter, I don't want it to be combo here or have it get countered. Whereas the next turn we could play combo and then possibly sacrifice one of these. They just had a fairy vandal anyway. Thought it was gonna be something else. They're gonna juice it up where they get to draw cards. No, they're just gonna save it to block. Well, that's unfortunate. We're gonna lose this combo, y'all, and I don't think we have a choice because it's either that or we just attack with this thing, and that's not the best. But I mean, I guess we do. Why not? And then if it gets countered, we get to sacrifice whatever gets blocked. I think that works. All right. It's a terrible way to try to win combat, but you do what you got to do, right? All right, they just let it through. They obviously are holding on to some defensive card, and they do not want to blink. So, all right, we have an extra treasure. I guess I'm just gonna end the turn because again, not worth risking combo there. I have a mastermind. Well, fortunately, that at least dies to everything we're gonna attack with, so that's okay. Okay. Well, that's not a good sign. They're just attacking, saying like, "I have no concern about anything you're doing." That's very unnerving. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna attack first. See what's up. I don't know what they plan to do here. They're just taking it? Well, that feels weird. Okay, I guess so. This is finally where the counter happens. There it is. Wait, unless I pay 2 plus an additional one, so I'd have to pay 3. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Without making us draw cards to draw extra cards or whatever. Yeah, another mastermind. That's fine. We're still winning this race, actually, for the time being. Till they play something absurd here. All right, what you got? I don't know, man. People bring some very unfun decks into the play queue. I don't understand why, but hey, you do what you got to do. Everybody's entitled to play where you're allowed to play. All right, this is random, but sure. All right, guess we're just going to attack. I don't know what else we're going to do. I'll assume there's another counter since we've not done much of anything else. Nope, there's a thirst for discovery. Not to means there's not a counter. They might find one here. Nope, they did not. All right. Maybe it's a fading hope. If so, I'm sacking this bad boy. Let me tell you. Oh, shoot the sheriff. People are actually playing that? Oh, I guess they could. Well, they wouldn't want to kill those anyway. All right, sure. We'll at least get something for our troubles while the opponent's tapped out. And we get a token, right? When it, yeah. I mean, you get cards. Nothing I can do about it, though. I couldn't just not do anything. Oh no, we don't win these. Like we're very likely, if the opponent has any real cards, we possibly lose these. The only benefit right now is if they sweep the board, these rats at least turn into 1/1s. Okay, this is a sign that they don't have much because they've decided not to attack with both masterminds. So that's good for us, generally speaking. Oh no. They called 2. Yes. All right. And they've tapped about as low as they're going to tap. So now it's play this. Oh, wait. If you chose a number, if that player, oh, I have to pay that cost. Oh, I have it read backwards. When an opponent casts a spell with mana value equal to the chosen number, that player, wait, this thing costs 3. They said 2, right? When there's a battlefield, you choose between 1 and 10. When an opponent casts a spell with mana value, power, or toughness. Blah. Okay. Got it. Sure. All right. Got that out the way. We're gonna attack with our duders. Come on. Consider it? Sure. I'm surprised we're in this right now. We have not even played our best card. Like, and I don't think it's going to resolve at all with them holding 5 cards and 6 mana. But they didn't block. That's concerning. Why did you not even block just the mercenary there? All right, so they're gonna. I'm assuming this is where we're sweeping the board then. 'Cause otherwise, this doesn't make a lot of sense. But then we're left with 3/1/1, so that's not the worst. And then nothing. What the hell does that mean? 2 removal spells here? So they go to 1? I mean, all right. I'll run a combo out there. Why not? It's probably getting countered, but there's a chance we get 1 more damage out of it if somehow during the combat one of these link breakers dies. All right. I figured there was at least one counter, so that's not a shocker. Then we just attack. I mean, I don't know what else you got, but let's see it. Okay. Sure. Thumbs up. And then we're at 5 and die. All right. They got it. GG's. All right. So, yeah, like I suspected, this was going to have trouble even beating the bad deck. All right. Here's the thing, though. No, like I said, this is one of those times where like it looks really close, but we were never really close. Like there was never a spot where we were going to resolve and get to keep our best card. We never had more than one power creatures out. Like the opponent, while their life total got low, we really weren't in position to win that. What I would say, especially, I think the other issue too here is with these like mourner surprise and fake your own death and things. We don't have anything spectacular we're getting back is the other issue here, right? So if we don't have anything really good that we're getting, things that make multiple tokens, things that can kill a creature, things that are fine, like the best thing we could get back with it realistically is like Ruthless Lawbringer. That's probably the best thing we could get, right? And it's not even a spectacular card. We'd almost be better off just playing a regular removal spell. But if you're going to do something else, I'm going to say like, I mean, of the myriad of things that create tokens, uh, playing Comball, actually, if you have them, anything like Get Lost, or sometimes even like Bovine Intervention, Fateful Absence, like those are all pretty good because you give them a token, you get a token, right? So those are solid. Resolute Reinforcements is probably better than these like Fake Your Own Death, Mourner Surprise, because you at least get two things out of it. If you had anything that pumped up your tokens, would probably good, or anything like Adeline. Obviously, they can make a token every turn. And I'm aware that's a rare, so you know, you just may not have it. Same thing with Sanguine Evangelist. You know, if you have it, toss it in there. If not, I understand. But like you need the things that are making multiple tokens or giving you more options. You probably should just be playing at least 3 LSL core. You might as well be playing the 1/1 veteran, right? When creature comes into play, you gain a life, and on the backside, you can disturb it for to make it a spirit, right? That's fine. Like, just give you a chance to gain life, whatever. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. Like, I would never play Wanted Griffin. I say never. Maybe in some weird world. What? I don't know. No, probably never in Constructed. Like, I was gonna say never's very harsh, but I'm probably never playing this card. Like for 4 mana, even at common, we could find something else better. Like I get that it flies and it leaves behind a token, but it's so slow at doing what it does, and it can't block anything. Right? At best, it gets a block like a 1/1 Phoenix chick, maybe. You know, it's just not enough. Um Freebooters kind of cool. Doesn't make a creature token, it makes a treasure token, but that's not awful either. Uh what else are we looking at here? Also, it just needs some regular removal cards, right? Some go for the throats, some cut downs, some whatever. Because really, the only removal you have, I think, is Ruthless Lawbringer. That relies on you, A, having another creature, because the card itself says sacrifice another creature. So if you draw this by itself, you can't even kill anything, is the first issue. The other is that it also costs 3, right? You want some stuff that's cheap, it's instant speed, boom, that you can run out there every once in a while would be good. But yeah, that's kind of my assessment on that one. So yeah, it's concepts interesting. Obviously, if you have rares, it'd be easier to build with, but there's still commons and uncommons you can find that can help you get the job done. Do, 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 do. Tribute to Hirobi, I am not playing. I've had people play that against me, and I've just gotten to take advantage of me having their tokens too often. Decent enablers are also pretty good in a tokens deck because tokens go to the graveyard before they exile. That's also true. All right. Uh, Again, if you want to get into the queue, you have to hop into our Discord, go to our standard channel, and just put in, I would like to be in the queue. If you want to skip the queue, then the equivalent of a $5 USD, whether that's bits, super chats, stars, whatever, will get you ahead of the line. I will post the link again if you need it for the Discord, but there you go. All right. Going back in, let's see. I have already have you in there. We just did Night Sky comes off the list. Let's see. We have Nighting Glass is in the queue. We have Anubis still in the queue. We might be getting close to the free queue being filled up, guys. Also, do not post deck lists until I need you. Y'all are just posting deck lists in there. Like, this is, I'm going to have you repost it because I'm going to have to scroll back and find you, whatever. But again, please follow my instructions. I think I'm going to make that a rule in the future. If you don't follow instructions, I'm going to skip you. Like, because this just makes it way more difficult and time consuming when people don't follow instructions. I'm trying to be nice and do something fun and helpful. Please do not make my life more difficult in the process. Let that be a rule for life in general. Like, seriously, like, let that be a rule for life. All right. And Arimi, yeah, we're definitely not going to get to everybody in the free queue. I can tell you that right now. Yep. All right. Because we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's like 10 people in the free queue. So we're probably not going to get through everybody. So if you want in now, you're going to have to get into the paid queue to skip the line. That's the only way it's going to happen. All right. So next up, we have Sergio. All right. So Sergio, why don't you post your deck and I will snag it. And then on deck, we've got Go Cowper is next up, unless there's a paid person to skip the line. All right. Got the deck list from Sergio. Also, when you're on deck, please be ready with your deck list. It'll make things a lot faster. All right. Loading this up, and we have another Abzan list. All right. What do we got going on here? Oh, okay. I see what we're doing. Why is there no little Glissa in this list? If it's just a rare issue, I get it. But the fact that we're jamming Jennifer before small Glissa seems incorrect. This also doesn't seem like a deck that wants Sunfall. Though, you clear the board, you possibly have some number of incubate tokens left behind, so I guess it's fine. Yeah. This is a very expensive deck as well, mana cost wise. Because we have like a few things that cost 2, a couple of things that cost 3, and then it's like 4s and 5s the rest of the way. Like, technically, Exarch can be cheap, but you would like for it to not be so. The discipline to not open my free rare satchel. Oh, I've just let that thing accumulate. It's like it's almost 4,000%. I was gonna say, I guess I've earned others since then. It's at 3,900%. So yeah, I mean, once I get what I need and I'm just playing games and doing the dailies and I'm opening packs, like I just don't have a reason to crack it. So it sort of just sits there. This is what really unnerves people about my collection. Because I have 30 draft tokens, 2 sealed tokens, and 5 jump ins. Like, I just never draft. So, like, I have infinite draft tokens. But here's the thing, though. If you misclick it, it only takes off 100. So, like, even misclicking it doesn't do anything. Like, it'll never crack the whole thing. Every one time you click it, it gives you 1 mythic, 2 rares, and 3 uncommons. So, like, it won't go over. Like, here's the thing, though. I have people ask if I would ever do limited content. And it comes up every once in a while. And I give the same answer I've given forever. If people would be okay with sitting through a draft, us talking about what the decks could look like, or maybe make one or two decks out of the cards we have, and that's it, then I would be willing to do it. But each time I've asked, which reasonably so, there are people that are really into limited that would then want to see me play the limited games. And I just would rather not play the limited games because that's a lot of time that I'm spending playing cards that I'm never going to play when I could be testing decks to make better standard content for you. So if people just wanted to go through the draft process and we're talking about different cards we like or don't like, or again, what the makeup of the decks could be and why we would play certain cards over other ones, cool. I would totally make that content. And if y'all found it useful, I think it would be fun. But if you only find it useful if you get to see me play the games, then I'm probably not into it. So it'll probably be a while. Imagine if Arena let you trade resources, then it wouldn't be Arena. That's called Magic Online. Like, here's the thing: you either with a client, you're either gonna get the ability to buy whatever, trade whatever, or you get the ability to have everything for free. Because they got to get one or the other. They got to get your time or they got to get your money. And we've seen that from every successful gaming app there is out there. Either you buy things or you give them time to get things, right? Like, they're not going to give you the ability to play for free and trade all your stuff with all your friends and never spend anything. Like, it's just not going to happen. Let's see. I feel like it would work well on a set pre-release day. Sit there, go over stuff, and get it. No, that would be the worst. Like, people people that tune in on early access or whatever that watch people draft want to watch the drafts. Like, they want to see the cards, they want to see everything, they want to see you go through the process, they want to see you play the games. Like, I totally understand that. And if you're into limited play, especially when a set is new, completely get why you would want to watch those games. And that's why for me, I never even bother even getting into a queue or anything on early access. I just spend all my time playing all the constructed decks that I can come up with in standard, and then I make the videos from those. You work in customer service for Apple. No one follows directions. That's sad, but true. My wild cards aren't even that much right now. Like, I spin my wild cards as I get them because I'm building a lot of decks at once. Hey, Nacho wants to skip the line. All right, sure. All right, so I'm gonna move Nacho up. You'll be next up. Also, thanks for that, by the way. All right, cool. Let's get in here. So we've got this deck from Sergio, and I get where it's going. I actually like a lot of the cards in here. Like, proliferate even makes sense because we're going to have some counters on the different incubate tokens. I don't know if this deck needs Gallic Readers. I don't know if this is. I mean, I get the idea of Gallic Readers, Jenny Faye, whatever, but like, I feel like we're shoehorning in a separate combo with rares, by the way, that I think there are other rares that would be boosting this deck up more than these two things. And the benefit you have here, as I would think, a lot of the time you're not going to want your incubate tokens to turn into creatures, because one of your benefits is you are now kind of resilient to sweepers and things by having those incubate tokens just kind of hanging out, right? Whereas if you turn them into creatures, then you actually lose that benefit. So I don't know. I do like Jenny Faye. I like Gallic Readers. I've actually obviously played them in several decks, so I'm not against the cards themselves. I just don't know if this is the version, but we'll see. I always like being proven wrong. Like, that's very possible that could happen. All right. Is there a place to admit decks? Unfortunately, no. The queue is full unless you want to make a $5 donation and then skip the line. The current queue has like 9 other people in it in the free queue, which we probably won't even get to everybody, and I have 1 paid in the paid queue. All right. Well, this is kind of what I was afraid of with some of these draws. Like, we can't really do much with this, can we? I mean, Uh, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it, but really have to draw something good here. That was not it. Unfortunate. Outlaw medic. What? When it dies, you draw a card. Okay, it does have lifelink though. I guess we're just gonna play this duder for one. I mean, at least wait. Can I not? Oh yeah, for zero. Okay, cool. I mean, at least blocks a 1/1, I guess, unless they pump up their dude, which is fine, I suppose. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Wow, we're using a circle of confinement on that guy. Bill says, "No draft, please. That's why I subscribe to your channel." Hey, I'm just trying to get paid. I got to make my bucks where I got to make my bucks, bro. Speaking of, I don't know if y'all saw, but I have some sweet shirts because with I'm your Huckleberry. Y'all should check those out. If you're on YouTube, they should be in the thing down below. You can pick some of those up. Those are nice. Oh, opponent is gonna just boat race us here. I mean, bleh, I guess we don't block. It's not really much we can do about that. Let's see. If I play this, I don't have any mana open to use Besage you because I would like to kill this. Gosh, I guess I could. Yeah, just not attack. I guess I could turn this into a 2/2, make this a 2/2, then use Besage you to get rid of that. Maybe play Jenny Fay next turn. I mean, I don't know. They probably have some type of removal here or something anyway. We'll find out. Oh, that just pumps the other thing, not the Inquisitor. But either way, I'm still blocking. What do we got? That's it? Okay. Well, that wasn't as scary as it could have been. What's next? Mm-mm-mm. You feel like you're watching draft? I mean, the opponent at least has some like real cards there. Citizen Arrest. Okay, I take that back. Citizen's Arrest just gonna stop the 3/3, I guess. I mean, I still would rather kill Wedding Announcement. You can have that guy. That's fine. Wait, it didn't even give me a chance before we went to the instep? What? Oh, bruh. That sucks. All right, fine. Get your card. I mean, let's do this first. We at least get the sub combo of being able to make some big glistening dawn attackers with haste. Man, I was like, thought they were gonna flash in some reinforcements there and just jump block us. Do. But yeah, this is the problem. Like I said, just so many expensive cost things or whatever. And while some of these cards do work together, I think we just like we kind of got out of focus. Armadillon as $5. All right, we'll keep you in the queue. You'll be second up. All right, what you got, opponent? This is just a lot of like small white creatures and a bunch of removal. I'm not sure what else. Like, I don't even know if we're supposed to be playing around any cards. Like, I don't know what's happening right now. I'm just gonna go for it with this thing, and let's make some hasty cats because I don't know how much time we have. Let's go. Oh, they're having to read cards and figure out how we got 7/7 cats. All right, they're gonna block, and then I bet you there's a sweeper coming. Especially since they've drawn like 3 extra cards this game. 4 extra cards actually. No, 5 because they also got 2 off of the wedding announcement and 3 off those 1/3 guys. And for whatever reason, aggro decks play a lot of sweepers. Exactly. How did see? I told y'all. I told you it was coming. Like, stop playing all these sweepers in your aggro decks, people. Seriously. Not a thing folks need to be doing. Let's make some Inkabake tokens. Like, if our deck was any better, any faster, that card's just wasted in that deck. All right. Yeah, we're pretty much doing nothing here. Like, we don't even have anything great to return. Everything's been exiled. Yeah, we can't do anything with this. I'm just giving the opponent the GGs. Like, not even to insult the opponent's deck, but their deck's kind of a mess, and they were still going to beat us. Bad says, my fans have recognized your voice from all the episodes you heard while driving with me when I turned on the stream. I guess that's good. You're watching a lot of my stuff. Tell her I said hello. Got any room for another in queue? Unfortunately, not. The free queue is full, and I have 2 in the paid queue, which they will be next up. So, except for paid slots, there's really not anything left. If if only I had fake your own death. I don't think even that would have been good enough there. Do. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, can't really keep this. We can't cast our cheapest thing, so this is better. Keep this. Man, I can't cast this either, though, right? Because I need either some combination of 3 green or 2 green and a white. Ugh. Man. I guess I'm going to do this and just gamble. All right, that'll help. Maybe if it lives. That might be able to do some things. Oh, no. Is this just going to be the mono white control thing with all the artifacts? If so, we're going to need probably a lot of incubate tokens. We'll see, though. All right. I mean, that is a card. Well, I guess we play this and just make X1. And then I'm probably just going to make a treasure. No attacks. I actually kind of need the Gallic Reader. I was like, maybe I'll trade for a token. I ain't no way in hell I can do that right now. Yeah, this is tough. Like, even if we get the land, more clay-fired bricks. Opponent's life total is definitely going the wrong direction. Also, we're playing green and black. We don't have like the thing that exiles artifacts and enchantments in here. That would be nice. Oh, I have to blow up the treasure. Oh man. All right, I guess we're gonna do this. Hey, thanks for the new follower there. I think I'm still gonna make the treasure, but I can't turn it into a cat here as much as I would like to. I mean, it would still come into play tap, but like I feel like we kind of just have to hold our resources, especially with the assumption the opponent's going to play some type of removal spell here. More clay fired bricks. Okay. What does that even turn into? Does that turn into the. Oh, no, that's the thing that gives your dudes 1/1s and you make more. All right. So we're going to be dealing with a pile of 1/1s that are also going to be bigger. All right. Well, we'll do what we can do. This is an ugly spot because we're having to play the game of also not overcommitting. Gosh, what do we do here? We play this guy, it would turn an incubate token, but we could make the incubate token into a creature, possibly. So let's go ahead and we'll make a treasure, but not use it. This incubate token we will turn into a cat, though. And then I guess give this a +1. I probably should just take the life gain because I have a feeling this game's going to go a bit long. This will decline because we want that to be a treasure. And then I guess I'm going to activate this. Now that we have an extra land. And then attack with 2 4/4s. I guess. I mean, like, I don't know how safe this is, but like, we've got to do something. Okay, they're chump blocking, so we're getting set up for the sweeper then. At least I would assume. Here it comes. Nope, it's just a smithy. All right. I thought they were gonna play the thing where like you can choose a creature power 2 or less or whatever that thing is. Well, all right. So if they're not sweeping the board, I think this is where we do just go for it with one of these. Let's make them hasty. Treasure just to be treasure, I think. And yeah, we'll take the +1. Why not? We might get to a point where we get to do something productive. Decline. Just let it be a treasure. I think we attack, 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 attack. I mean, I could get Jenny Faye in there if I really want to, since we have a backup. I mean, I say we just get in with everything. F it. Because I feel like if they got it, we're going to be in trouble anyway. So let's just go. Yep. And I feel like this at least gives us an outside chance here. And then since they didn't get rid of Jenny Faye, we could possibly get them with the other Glistening Dawn. Or if they do, and we draw an untapped land, we could Jenny Faye into Glistening Dawn and still maybe get there. That's the hope anyway. Another Smithy. All right, that's not as bad as it could have been. That's good news. That's a little unfortunate. But still only 3 blockers. All right. So if we play the other Glistening Dawn, this actually we could play Glistening Dawn and this and make another 2/2. Let's assume they block. Yeah, I think we're okay. They only have 1 mana open. I think we're gonna get there. And then we go ahead and play this guy, which makes an incubate token with a couple of counters, also hasted, and then we just attack with everybody. All right. Yeah, they can block all the 6s, and we should be good to go. All right, we got lucky they didn't have a sweeper, but I think we might have still been able to get out of trouble there. Whew. All right. Yeah, I think the final assessment on this one is really that it's trying to do too much. I think we're like Invasion of Tovada doesn't really need to be in here. I mean, I get what we're doing with Jenny Faye. I don't hate it. Honestly, it's fine. I'm not a big fan of the Vat Keeper. I feel like it's a bit slow for what it's trying to do. Like, if we were going to commit to this, I'd rather just cut the Vat Keepers and play more Gallagrators. And then play the, what is it? Exile enchantments. What is that? Why do I always forget the name of this thing? It's the green card that has the black kicker on it. This Terra Sunder. We should be playing some of these. Right? It just destroys artifacts, enchantments, and lets you just get rid of anything. Like, These would be the things I would probably be going heavy on. Hey, Shane's birthday tweet for 27 months. Thanks. But yeah, I'd probably be doing something like that. I don't know that you really need Progenitor Exarch. Like, it's fine to have something to play early, and it does give you a free transformation. But if we're going to do that, I'd also try to find more ways to maybe get like Little Glissa in here. Again, it could be a rare situation. I understand. Also, something like, obviously, the Praetors, right? Whether you're talking about Shieldred, if it's in black, why don't I have? There we go. So, like, we all know what this is, but like, obviously, it still fits the theme. It's kind of on brand, and even Vorinclex. Actually, why did I spell that wrong? Isn't bad because you can still block flyers with it, and that's kind of a thing right now. It gives you extra mana, so you can maybe play something and use incubate tokens. So like that's a thing. And maybe just get something for free. I don't know. And you could probably cut like one of the big Glissa because, well, it is legendary. But yeah, that's probably where I'd start with the changes and then work on it from there. I don't think that Jennifer is necessarily too clunky. I mean, we played it in a few deck lists and it's fine. But I do think one of the issues is that if you don't have it in the right deck, your mana base could be a bit of a problem. Elish Norn could work. I also think the deck could just play some Cavern of Souls as well if you kind of double down on more of the Phyrexians. I think that gives you a shot there too. All right, but that was Sergio. Hopping back over to the free queue, we're going to look at Nacho. Nacho, post your deck list for me in the Discord, if you'd be so kind, or a link to it so I can snag it. There we go. We got you. And we will see what you are working with, friend. On deck is Armadillon in the paid queue. And then we'll get back to the remainder of the free ones. So, Armadillon, please have your deck list ready to go when I call on you. All right. Let's get rid of this and let's load up and let's see what we got. Temur Explore, it says. All right, so what do we got going on? We have some Cenote Scouts, some Pick Your Poison, Smuggler Surprise, just a random Smuggler Surprise. If we're doing, wow, there's a lot happening here. I was going to say something and then I'm realizing the cards I'm looking at in, alrighty. Wow. Wow. Ooh, boy. Question. Wow, we are trying to do a lot here. Wow. Okay, are rares an issue first off? Because there's a lot happening here right now. Where to begin? Ooh, boy. This dang brother. What do we Wow. Wow. Like, I know I keep saying that, but this is so much going on. Okay, first off, I don't think we need to be playing Virtue of, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we do. I have no idea. I'm looking and okay, first off, how much mana do we have in here? We have 30 lands. All right, that's a good start at least. Probably don't need 30. We could probably do like 28. But either way, we need a lot of lands. I'm trying to figure out how are we getting to this much mana? Right? Because like let's you can see the numbers below my picture here though, right? 6 plus has 7. That's a lot. Like we have as many cards at 3 manas plus as we have as 7 and some of those aren't even threats. Like that's we need ways to get lands into play with this or to at least search lands or something. Cuz like then there's some other issues here, right? Like we don't have a lot of good things to pair with Calamity. Because you can't pair Bonnie Paul because it's legendary, right? Because Calamity says non-legendary creature, right? Yeah. So we have a Vaultborn, a Gruff Triplets, and that's kind of it, right? Like we can't. We can't do anything else because like Jade Spelunker just comes in as a 1/1. That's not exciting. Same thing with the Cenote Scout, right? I mean, I guess when it enters, you get to explore, so that's a thing, I guess, maybe. But then like Goose Mother's just a 2/2. So like Calamity's not really doing I mean, I guess technically there's a Deep Fathom Echo, but it's just gonna be a 4/4. So like we're not really doing much with it. Same thing like Spelunking lets us draw a card, so like these don't come into play tapped from there, but like I'm trying to think like what does a good hand look like, right? Like there's gonna be a lot of hands where we don't get a 1 mana thing or a 2 mana thing because there's only two. So we're gonna have to keep a lot of hands that have some number of these lands, right? The fetch lands, a couple of basics, and like 4 mana plus things. I mean, like, because I don't even because Spelunking's the only thing even at 3 really, other than Tidebinder. Wow. Okay, well, I said I'm gonna play it, so let's play it and see what happens. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. Like this could teach me to just have faith sometimes. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I mean, that's fair. I mean, Bo can saddle. That is true. Like Bo can definitely saddle. Mm-mm-mm. I mean, I would love to hit Magic Christmas Land and get one of those big horse combos. Okay, so we have a Jade Light Spelunker, we've got Spelunking, we have Bonnie Paul. We can draw one card, very likely get another land down. Yeah. I mean, we at least I mean, are we I guess we're just exploring for one? Yeah, I just don't think this needs the Merfolk comp part of the deck. Those should all just be things that are searching lands and, trying to get mana into play and all that. What do we need? I'm gonna need another island, sadly. Oh, we don't have another island to go get. Well, that's a problem. Oh, I can't get an island with this. This is the wrong one. Never mind. I guess I will get a mountain then. Yeah. Yeah, because I think like if this was I don't know, one of the ones that searches a forest, that'd be fine. And then maybe, oh no, this is the worst situation for this. Like them attacking our hand when you're already playing a slow deck. Like this is the other issue with like you have to have ways to ramp up because of stuff like Deep Cavern Bat. If I'm the opponent, I'm taking Spelunking here probably. But Explorer doesn't really ramp you though. It puts land in hand, whereas you could just guaranteed play a card that just like puts the land into play. Wait, what? I'm gonna assume that they had a pizza delivery that just showed up. Because I don't have a good or I don't know. Maybe their baby fell off the couch or something. They got to go be rescued at or something. I don't know. Or mom because the name is Miss Edna. But okay. Well, we will try again. That was weird. I don't know what just happened. Because that game was looking really good for them. Unless they just thought, I don't know, for some reason they can't beat like a Bonnie Paul or something. Okay, we have to go first. I mean, yeah, we'll keep it. I think I'm still playing the Cenote Scout on 1 because we don't really have anything on 2 or 3 anyway, so just playing that on 2 probably doesn't hurt anything. But the other problem is too, the one thing we have on turn 2, we'll definitely keep in that. We'd like to draw that. Is the legendary that costs 2, but if we don't get the other Merfolk, I mean, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, there's just a lot happening. Opponent says, "Oops." I don't know what that's for. We'll play this and probably go get, I guess, at least a forest for the time being. I mean, we did draw World Souls Rage, which I think this deck wants to have 4 of. I don't know how many are in the list. I think I only saw a couple. All right. Well, we're going to attack for 2 because it's kind of all we can do right now. Okay. I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and play this as a 3/3, assuming it's going to die or get countered along the way, but I'd rather it be that than these. All right, we get a food for our troubles. And then Mother Goose dies? Nope, just an experimental augury. And I don't think they're going to be kind enough to proliferate our things. Uh, sure, we'll sack this. So we're just playing against Demir Poison. Fair enough. Oh, I don't have another island. Dang it. I guess I can attack and draw. Maybe I should have done that first. All right, didn't get punished. If I get this back, I can try to Bonnie Paul next turn. I guess we might as well go for it. All right. Let's put some pressure on them. Oh, wait. Did this say from our hand or graveyard? What? Oh, I guess that was silly. We'll take another mountain now. I never realized that on that card, how that read. I guess I've never had the extra lands, but it's fine. Doesn't really change much. We still didn't get the island, so it's whatever. All right. Go for 3. Ah, dang it. I'm going to let that go. Okay, hey, that's not bad. Get to put that into play. And then we get that other island we've been needing. All right. So that kind of worked out. Sure. You can have that guy. And then I'm sure you play something else there. Nope. You know what? I feel like Bonnie Paul's getting countered here. I'm going to go here. Let's do this for. Oh, we already have 3 poisons. So if they can counter it, they get the full counter, right? So then we just do this for 5. Oh, they don't have it though. Nice. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Oh, we're getting emojied. I don't know what that means. Oh, that means we're winning. That's what that means. All right. Well, attacking. Opponent says GG. All right. Well, that worked out. I mean, opponent was playing not the best version of the proliferate deck, though. Yeah, I think the biggest deal with this deck is I would say it just needs, I don't know, like direction, refinement. Like we're trying to do too many things. I think we're trying to do somewhat of a World Souls Rage, graveyard land deck. We're trying to do a ramp calamity deck, and then we're also trying to do a Merfolk Explorer deck. I think the deck would be benefited by picking a path, even if you just want to like dabble in the other path with like 1 or 2 cards. Like if you wanted to do the Merfolk and still play, I don't know, Vaultborn Tyrants or something as like a late game card, so you have a big body. Cool, I can understand that. It's some life gain and get to draw cards. Don't think that would be an issue. But there's a lot happening here because like you could play more Tidebinders. It's just a good card. You could play counters of your own, right? You can even play Target creature counter because it's on there twice. What is that thing called? There's a blue-green spell. Oh gosh, why could I not find it? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making. Oh no, because I have this highlighted. This thing. All right. Repulsive mutate. Oh, you have it in the sideboard, I guess. Yeah, I'd just be playing these main deck. If you just went heavier on the Merfolk. Not saying you need to be a full Merfolk deck, but like this card can counter stuff. It could pump stuff. Like then you don't need the Spelunking. You don't need Calamity. You don't need Gruff Triplets. Bonnie Paw is still cute and fine. I wouldn't mind if you played a couple. But then you cut like Virtue of Strength, the World Soul's Rage, the Goose Mother. Like you can just play 2 or 3 of these main deck and then just play some number of like, I don't know, regular other counters of your choice. 3 steps ahead, make disappear, whatever, right? There's a bunch of choices. But either that or cut some of the Merfolk portion, go heavier on the ramp cards so you can play the Bonnie Pauls, the Calamities, whatever, and go that route, and then play more Smuggler Surprise or something. I think either of those can work. I would just hate to see you get into a lot of situations where they just don't, like, you get weird draws that just don't work together, right? Like you get Virtue of Strength, you get 2 or 3 of these expensive cards, a couple of Merfolk, and like Spelunking. Like they just don't do anything together, I think is the problem, right? There's too many hands you're going to get opening where the cards just don't work together, or the things they do are going to be so small and not impact each other. While like that first game we saw, like if your opponent just had, if that opponent probably starts to win that game simply by having 1 Deep Cavern Bat, right? I mean, speaking of which, we don't even have a way to get rid of anything the opponent's playing, right? We can't get rid of enchantments, artifacts, planeswalkers, creatures, nothing. So like finding room for that would be good too, depending on what you decide to play, whether it's fight spells, whether it's, I don't know, some other cards that can destroy artifacts and enchant. I mean, I guess technically we do have 2 pick your poison, so I won't say none, right? But in some situations, the opponent gets to choose which one, and that's not necessarily the best thing for us. But it's still a good card. But yeah, those would be my thoughts. Yeah, and if the opponent, even that last opponent, if they'd been any more aggressive, we could have been in trouble. Or even if they had spot removal, we could have been in trouble, right? Fortunately, the only removal they had was removal that we got to choose what to sacrifice, and I guess no counters in hand. Otherwise, we could have been in a lot of trouble there. But all right, going to the next paid person, which is Armadillon. If you would be so kind to post the deck list in the Discord chat so I could snag it, would be awesome. And we can start working on that. Boom, there it is, right on time. And next up in the free queue is Go Cowper. So we don't have room to add anybody else to the free queue. There's only paid spaces now if you want to skip the line and go next. Let's download this, or actually export it. That's what I want to do. Those are the right words. Let's copy that, and then let's see what we're working with. You are welcome for the feedback, Nacho. All right. Like I said, I think there's something there. It's just, it needs refinement. You got to pick a direction. And that's one of probably the biggest mistakes I see from people. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to make like a bunch of rares to play this thing. Okay, I guess I'll spend my rares. What are we doing here though? Wait, I did a version of this already. I literally have this deck list. Like it looks different, but yeah. I may just have to refund you, Armadillon. Like we're just gonna play a deck I already played on. I mean, I guess you're playing a couple of different cards than I was playing. But for anybody who wants to reference it, I have a video from, what was it, like a couple of weeks ago? Here, I will copy the link and share it. I guess I could show it. I might still have it here in my my deck pile. Maybe? I don't know that I do actually. Is it artifacts? Yeah, we do. Yeah, this is the list that I played. Like, but it got away because it was playing like Thran Spider and Skitter Battalion, which is fan freaking tastic if you're playing this thing. Because then you just get a whole pile of like 7/7s or whatever, plus depending on what else you have, which is great. Skitterbing Battalion, super good with the synthesizer. And then of course, like Thran Spider just makes it easy to play all your other things, and it's another 3 mana thing that also triggers a synthesizer. So yeah, I didn't think about this scenario. This is I don't know how I want to resolve this because I already have a good version of this and I already know it works. So, but you want me to see me play your version, so I think I'm still going to play this. I didn't really think about this when somebody submits a thing that like I already have. But I think I'm going to do it anyway, just because. So let's go ahead and do it. Because you are playing a couple of different cards. You're playing like the Gadgeteer, which I wasn't playing. I don't think I think I started with one of my lists with World Waker Helm, but by the time I got to recording, I wasn't playing it. I didn't have big score. I don't think I played Spyglass Siren. I just focused everything on actual artifacts. I also don't think you need Generous Plunder in here. I don't think it because like this list isn't giving our opponent anything really except for those treasure. So I don't think that's and we need to be playing maxing out on Mechanaut. Yeah, the Gear Drake is not the best in here, as it turns out. Like, you don't really want to be sacking a bunch of stuff unless you get into like situations with the Legion Extruder. Like, you want to just be playing stuff to the board. Like, I would honestly have more Mechanaut before I had more Gear Drakes. Just because like making all your other stuff cheaper is a really big deal. Being able to play like Mechanaut and then the following turn play two things is way better than having like Gear Drake waiting for you to sacrifice some stuff. Oh no, I understand you can get things to sacrifice, but I don't think that's the benefit of the deck and cards like Duplicator and the Simulacrum Synthesizer. Like I if you had them, I'd even just be trying to max Synthesizer, honestly. Um hmm. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'll spend my rares and mythics. Did I not? Oh, I'm out. I'm out. I might have to spend my other card. Oh, it's telling me I need another one. That's fine. Oh, you know what I get to do though? Let's do this. I'm gonna go in and go crack some packs. Give me an excuse to do that. Let's go ahead and get some mythic packs. Why not? I got treasure. Yeah, let's just get some of these. This is fine. You got it. Do. Crack the packs. And crack these packs. All right, that works. Go back to the deck. It's exciting. They made it all flashy whenever you open packs now. All right, we'll go back to the deck list. We'll craft some things. All right, let's go play. Yeah, I think this is going to have some of the problem that the last deck has. That you kind of built a Gear Drake deck, but you also kind of built a Simulacrum deck. But we didn't commit to either one. But let's keep this. All right. I mean, we can at least play stuff each of the first few turns, which is good. I mean, how long a Drake lives, I have no idea, but let's find out. Apparently not very long. Which is what I would assume, honestly. Hey, they gave us some tokens, though. That's not bad for this deck. Oh my gosh. We could be in trouble. I don't even know. Okay, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you investigate. Activated ability as far as you control costs one less. All right. Yeah, this feels like a Gear Drake deck that has the bigger artifacts just shoved in it. Because like even now, I'm like, I guess I'm supposed to play Gear Drake and then just crack some things. Like we might as well draw a card. Because I have a feeling these are just going to get swept anyway. In a weird way. Because the opponent's deck looks very much just like a Planeswalker deck with the Ichor Moon Gauntlet. All right, Wandering Emperor. Let's see it. Yep. Not even surprised. Do. Oh, I should have done that before it died. Now I can't do that. Oh, that was bad. All right, we'll take that. I mean, Big Score Gear Drake does something, but there's just way more you could do with Big Score. You know what I mean? All right. Well, we also know the deck's susceptible to those things, so we can't be surprised by that. Yep, you got it. And we'll go ahead and kill the Wandering Emperor. I think this Legion of Shooter is just way better than a lot of us gave it credit for early on. I mean, they could have another temporary lockdown, but if they do, they do. All right, what else you got, opponent? Also, who's bringing this into the play queue, y'all? Like, nobody wants to play slow, boring control matchups here. All right, he gone. All right, kill that. Oh, we can't. This only even targets a creature. Boo. Well, damn. All right. I guess like even if I turn into the creature, dang it. This doesn't work at all the way I want it to. I could activate this, and oh man, I guess that's the plan. Ugh, this sucks. All right. Yep, we just gotta take some damage. That might as well stay on top. Yeah. I mean, I'll be a mana short of taking advantage of it, but oh, that's not true because they gave me a treasure. Okay, cool. All right. Oh no, I still have 6 anyway. Oh my gosh, this guy's every time you proliferate, you get to do it twice. Gross. Okay. Hope planeswalkers don't wreck our world. Man, you know what? We're gonna get got by a farewell, aren't we? That's gonna be sad. I think I'm just, but I kind of want both of these. Actually, no, I don't. I think I'd rather try to resolve a big score, and then just get duplicator down. Is fine. Oh, there's a Teferi. Yeah, yeah, that just kind of does a thing. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Go Cowper is next up. Choo. All right, opponent's just passing turn, so we'll get rid of this. All right, we can kill that now. Let's see. Remove 3 counters from among other artifacts, creatures, or planeswalkers. Well, they don't have enough to do that, so that's good. So then let's turn this into a. take our turn. Oh, now that's nice. 2, 4, 6. Hey, look, I have 8 mana even. That works. So let's kill that. Let's kill Teferi. And then we play this. And we just gamble. I mean, if they have it, they have it. And we get wrecked, right? Hmm. Under the circumstances, I feel like we leave these on top. All right, what doesn't matter. Opponent was giving up anyway. Yeah, the plan here was just going to be follow up with this, make a whatever that was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a 6/6. Then we have this and this if they do have like a farewell. And then we start trying to rebuild with duplicator. Plus, we'd have the investigate token, the clue token. And then we could at least try to like make copies and get back ahead that way. So there was opportunity there at least. Yeah, I don't think that what this deck's doing in general is bad, honestly. But I think it's just, again, it's kind of like we're not really focusing one way or the other because playing stuff like synthesizer, you would want more things that trigger it or work with it, right? But the problem is we're playing stuff like the Gadgeteer, Spyglass Siren, Gleaming Gear Drake, and they just don't do much with the synthesizer, right? So we have like some weird cards that just don't really fit together, would be kind of my issue. Because I almost feel like if this is the way we want to go, cut this part of the deck and then just play some more aggressive things, some more artifact, like the what's that thing that turns a creature into a 5/4 or whatever, that enchantment. Like you could play that, you could play some number of counters, and you can just be a better, more aggressive deck, right? The other option is if you want to lean more on these bigger artifacts, then just go ham on the Mechanaut, play an extra extruder, just go big on the card. Yeah, it's Zoetic Glyph. That's the card. Thanks. Like, go harder on these other cards that kind of work in unison together. Like I said, I have a deck list already. If you want to check that out, check out the video. And you can just kind of see it in action. But yeah, I think you almost have to exclude the smaller portion, and your smaller portion could just be like removal or counters or something, whatever, and then get you to that bigger portion. And then, of course, still getting to play stuff like the 2/4 Thran Spider, stuff like that still triggers and get your other stuff going. I think that'd be really good for this. All right, that was Armadillon. Next up is Go Cowper. So if you put your deck list in the Discord, I will snag it. Anybody else putting your stuff in, you are not in the queue. Posting links is not how we do this. We only post the links and take the deck list when I tell you you're next up. If you post it otherwise, not much I can do for you. All right, Go Cowper. Yeah, the only way to get into the queue now is equivalent of $5 donation, super chat, bits, whatever, and that lets you skip the line. Unfortunately, the free queue is full, and we probably aren't even going to get to everybody that's in there right now. All right. We have that. We will load that up over here and see what we got. Just says Bruce. Oh, because we're playing Bruce Tarl. Okay. This is something that could be interesting. So Oxen you control have double strike. When this enters the battlefield or attacks, you exile the top card of your library. If it's a land, you make a 2/2 Ox. Okay. Otherwise, you may cast it until the end of your turn. So it's a 4/4. No, it's a 3/4. No, 4/3 for 4. All right. So we have Get Lost, Soul Partition. I don't like Soul Partition. I've had a lot of people play this against me, and I'm not losing very many games when they play this against me. The only time this card really seems to be good is if you just happen to hit like a big Golem token or something. But otherwise, just let it be a removal card, right? Just get rid of the thing. Like, why not have it be, I don't know, Fateful Absence or Bovine Intervention or any of the other cards? You know what I mean? Like, just get rid of the thing permanently. Because the number of times they've like soul partition something And then they sweep the board, and I'm like, well, I have 5 or 6 mana now. I'll just replay this 3/3 or whatever. And like, you could have just got rid of it and left me with nothing. Uh, Eugene B. Whitaker says, watch your deck videos every morning with breakfast. Your Boros Convoke deck without the bunnies and cases and war leaders help me advance a lot. But usually asleep by the time you stream. Love to see this. Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been trying to stream when I am streaming, like different times a day. I've done some in the early afternoon, some later in the afternoon, some in the evening, just to like try to hit different people. I mean, sure, that is true. Soul partition can be used on your things to save it, but honestly, is that what we want to be doing? Like real talk, I'd just rather play a better card. But anyway, that aside, let's look at what we got going on. So those are still removal cards, so I don't hate them. Charming Scoundrel now becomes a little suspect with these being so many defensive cards. Cunning Coyote enters the battlefield or another target creature you control. No, when it enters the other. Why? Why are we playing Coyote? I mean, it has haste. Does haste matter in this list? Fortune, Loyal Steed, so we can scry, we can bounce things. I guess maybe try to get a +1/+1 with the Coyote. Maybe when it comes back. But it only exile comes back at the end of turn, though, right? Oh, at the end of combat. Yeah, so you wouldn't even get the +1. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not. Hmm. Hmm. Now this is at least kind of cute, right? Get your 2 power thing back and get another card. Like I see what we're doing. I don't know how much I like it, but it's cool. I like the concept. I at least see what we're doing here. So we're trying to get a hasted Bruce Tarl, is what we're saying. Um, Maybe could I interest you in this? Let's say equipment haste. Like these, if you want haste. Is this not better? It's 1 mana, it sits there permanently, and I can just move it to whatever creature every turn for 1 mana. And randomly give Bruce Tarl Ward 1. Right? Like these feel like that would just be better than Coyote, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, because I mean Coyote's still a creature, but like the idea, like the Lava Spur boots, if that's the main reason we're playing it, is to give something haste, I feel like the boots might just be better. Again, don't know. We'll play the deck and find out. But these are just like my first kind of impressions. Geological Appraiser. Bruce Tarl, like, ooh, okay. Whew, okay. So we kind of have a mid-rangey Boros pile here, but we're also trying to be aggressive, trying to play some Bruce Tarl. Man, this is a high mana cost deck, realistically, for what we're trying to do. Because you need Bruce Tarl to stick as well as being able to. Hmm. How about if I don't know? Let me play it first before I go making any major changes. This will actually be the first games I've played with Bruce Tarl, actually. So let's see. Got beat by an Atraxa with boots on today. Yeah, Lava Spur boots and Atraxa would be pretty gross. Not gonna lie. Also, on deck is Vutan. So Vutan or Vutani, as it were. I think it's Vutan. Be ready to post your deck list in the Discord. Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, here we go. Looks like we are up. Yeah, this is what I thought might happen. Because, like, this is basically mulliganing to 6 in a way, right? But we'll keep it. We do have a soul partition to buy us some time. Oh, against mono red. Ugh. Also, who are the knuckleheads bringing these things into the free queue? Come on, man. It's all right, though. I don't know why I played that first, but That's a thing we don't mind hitting with the soul partition, though. Resetting those counters, always nice. Gonna go land Godric on us. Oh no, they didn't. So that's good news. You would like to go land, play a spell. Excellent. We don't hate that. And then we only take 2 extra damage during this combat. That's not a bad thing. This though, where I think the deck wants more Carnosaur. Like these exact situations. So if something comes down here, like you can do that and then get to 4 mana, which is a big point for this deck. The problem with Bruce Tarl, especially with no Lava Spur boots, is that like he's just 3 toughness, which unfortunately still dies to a lot of things. Can't really block a lot even. Oh no. That's not what you want to see. Well, we'll just do the thing we can do. Hopefully hit something good. I mean, hate giving them the extra bonuses, but rather not take a lot of damage. Yeah, this is kind of wild because right now I kind of want to just play, well, I don't know, Quintorius and Discover probably is what we're going to do. So then we'll get at least 2 life off of it and then play the follow-up one. Hopefully hit a creature or some such so we can block. All right, we have a different infantry now. All right. Doesn't look like there's any rages or anything in our future because I didn't like insta attack, so that was good. Yeah, mechanized warfare's made a little bit of a comeback for sure. Oh, well, they had played with fire. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, we might just be dead. But maybe we get a blocker. Oh, hey, all right. It's not a blocker, but it's 2 life and 2 life. Like, that's something. I mean, that ain't as bad as it could have been. I mean, we got back up to 13, and they're probably going to spend some part of this turn trying to take out a planeswalker or 2. So we'll see what's up. Oh no, they're just coming for us. They're just saying like F those planeswalkers. Uh-oh. Okay, they changed their mind. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, if they're just going for us, we might be dead. Because they were about to stone ignore those. Hey, it's the Commander RC, folks. What's up? We are playing viewers' decks and seeing what kind of silliness we can get ourselves into right now. All right, so if we play Bruce Tarl, we at least get to look at the top card. We either make an Ox or we get to play it. The problem is we don't have a ton of stuff that costs 2 or less except for removal. But we could play it and then play another soul partition here. That's not like the worst thing. So yeah, let's check it out. Because here's the problem I'm thinking, right? Like even if we were to get, say, an Ox or the Coyote here. Oh, they're just gonna kill Bruce Tarl. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, I guess we try to save it, but here's the problem. Now we can't even play what's on top of our library. Yeah, that's tough. All right. I'll just do it and try to replay it at some point in the future. Yeah, and this is what I was saying. Like, even if we got the Coyote, Bruce Tar only really works if the top card is a land. Because if it's another spell, we can't really do anything with it. Ooh, also from here, we can't plot this either, I don't think. I think we can only actually play it. So we kind of just have to go for it next turn and hope some lands are on top. I think it's going to be our game plan here. Would Bruce Tall fit into a Pia deck? Not really. I mean, you need to be doing other stuff, and his cost is just too high for those types of decks, I think. I mean, a lot of those decks don't even play Quintorius Con anymore. But yeah, welcome, Raiders. Follow me on the Twitch machine right now. But I'm Power Dragon. If you didn't know, I'm also one of the Commander Advisory Group members, and I post content on YouTube every day for over 4 years now. Oh gosh. Oh no. Well, crap. Now I kind of have to play Quintorius Con, right? To just make sure we don't die to a million things. Oh, that did not go well. What is this dude's type? Human. That'll work. Oh gosh. So I think I have to do this. Well, I guess we don't have to. One, two, three, four, five. We have seven. So I guess I could wait and see what we hit first. All right. Hope it's something good. I mean, beats a sharp stick in the eye, I guess. All right. And then we kind of just play the coyote because we're going to lose it otherwise. And then we gain life from that. So we're at 6. We're not attacking here because there's no benefit. So sure. But the infantry still tramples. That's super unfortunate. We might still die. But we'll see. I mean, we might be able to get out of this. Oh no, we're not. Oh, we're dead. Yep. There we literally can't win. Yeah. I mean, we could block 3, we take 6. All right, GG's. They could just attack. We're all tapped out. All right. Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like we're almost being too defensive to allow Bruce Tarl to work in this list. Like the thing is, the reason I say that is you don't have things the opponent has to kill before Bruce Tarl shows up. So, well, I would assume even like Golgari or anything with black and spot removal is going to be a problem because you don't have anything threatening for them to deal with, right? There's no long-term implications from the other cards you're playing before Bruce Tarl hits. That would be my concern. Because like if I'm sitting across the table, I just like let you have the scoundrel, I let you have the coyote, like, all right. And I'm just waiting for this thing to hit the table, you know? I'm gonna go and go treasure here though. Get in for one. Felice has a question. It says, do the decks that we can leave in the Discord for you to try have to be standard? We're not taking any more. The queue is full unless you're paid at this point to skip the line. There are no more slots to be had in the free queue. And we're not even going to get to everybody that's in the free queue right now. All right. This needs a good 2 or 3 drop. I mean, honestly, more Carnosaur, I think, is the correct answer. All right. I'll let this get countered because we'd rather try to resolve a Bruce Tarl if we can. Oh, it didn't get countered. Well, that's something. Does this get countered? It does not get countered. Okay, weird. Hey, thanks for that, by the way. I guess we put another appraiser on top. I don't know. Actually, no, we do want Cavern of Souls on top. We're playing against blue white. I was like, I can actually resolve a Bruce Tarl. That seems okay. Gonna bounce it? Gonna kill it? Gonna kill it. All right, that makes sense. Synthesizer. Well, we can at least get rid of a synthesizer. As much as I want to play a Bruce Tarl, I don't think this is the spot we want to do it. I was going to call human with that and probably just get rid of this. And then try to get some damage in. Since we already know what's on top. I'll split these up in case. I doubt I'm assuming they're just looking for like a sweeper or something, but all right, that'll work. I don't even remember what this card is. Look at the top 5. You reveal any number of artifacts. Oh yeah, that's Not what we're trying to worry about here. We attack for 6. Mm, mm. Yeah, all right. In case we hit like a scoundrel or something. Well, or a coyote. Actually, I'm going to put this in our hand. It's a couple more points of damage, don't get me wrong, but if I think they're just going to sweep the board, them being at 3 versus being at 5 isn't going to be huge, I don't think. We could also top deck a land and then just try to get them. But also, if this was a lava spur, whatever, we could have just played it and we still would have had the same situation next turn. So there's that. All right, cool. Just get rid of that. Tag for 5. Yeah, see, we just did the beatdown plan and it was just better. Oh, I just realized I could have attacked with the other 3-2 that was in play. Yeah, because this has haste on its own. See, I would have killed them either way. But either way, it's fine. But yeah, so not anything crazy. Oh, new subscriber. Thank you so much. Yeah. But I think again, coming back to what the deck's trying to do, I don't hate anything it's doing. Like it's not like any of the cards are really bad or anything. I just think it's more like it's having an identity crisis, right? Are we trying to be more aggressive or be more defensive? Because we kind of got to see two different situations there, right? If we're going to do more defensive things, then let's just go in on the defense, right? Play more Carnosaurs so we have more removal. Let's not even worry about like welcoming vampires and stuff. That's not what we're going to be doing here, right? We can cut out the like Fortune Steed and whatever. Because we're not at that point not really a creature deck. We can go more the other way. Or we go more the aggressive route and we say, okay, let's cut Quintorius Khan. Maybe not get rid of Appraiser. Appraiser's still fine, but figure out, maybe we don't need all of these. Maybe we go to 6 of these instead of 8 of these between the two of them, make room for some more aggressive things, and then just try to win that way. Yeah, it may not work in standard. That's fine, but that's why we play these to try to find out. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I think that would be the idea for me. For this card to work for me, I feel like it would need to be just more aggressive. Even in the sense of post sweeper, if you have your opponent down low enough, the double striker from the Oxes become threatening, right? But if you haven't really done much early, a 2/2 double striking Ox isn't that scary to a lot of opponents. So that's just one of those things. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, it's neat. I mean, I will probably be trying a Bruce Tarl deck sometime in the future. So it was cool to play with the card for the first time because I hadn't played with it before. It can be a 3/3 DS Ox with the Coyote. It can also be a 3/2 with Ward 1 with Lava Spur. So that's another thing. But yeah, I do think Lava Spur is actually pretty good in a deck. Like if you have multiple things you're trying to like get to trigger when they attack. All right. So Vutan, if you're still around, time for you to post your deck list so I can pick it up. And then Nightinglass, you are on deck. There's nobody else being allowed to the queue, Patchlock. It is long locked up. We will have at least 3 or 4 people that we're not going to get to as it is. The only way to get into the queue now are paid slots to just skip the line and be next. You are welcome for the feedback, though, Calper. Vutan, are we still here? We'll give you about a minute. Brawler is just a good card. Just being plotted, Timmy, at that point, not as bad as that. What? Brawler is just a good card, though. Oh, okay, I got you. I see what you're saying. Took me a second. All right, I think Vutan is gone, so we're going to go to next in line. Nightinglass, if you want to post your deck list in the standard chats channel of the Discord, I will still snag your deck list or a link to it. And that would put Anubis next up. So we'll give Nightinglass a minute or so here. And if that doesn't work, we will go next down the line. Maybe we will get through all the people we're mating in the Nope, there's Nightinglass list right there. Okay, we will snag that. And we'll see what we can do. See what we got. Man, am I gonna have to go crack more packs? Nope, this is just a random uncommon I don't have for some reason. Okay, fair enough. What are we doing here? All right, so we've got some mill stuff. Oh, this is like a self-mill pile. Oh boy. Several things already missing from this if I was gonna do self-mill. Again, this could be a rare situation. I don't know what your rare deal is, but if you do have the rares, I would probably be trying to play some amount of Somniphage just as a straight up if we're putting a bunch of stuff in the graveyard. But also the green one, the Lorgoyf, whatever he's called, this guy, Urborg Lorgoyf, also very good. It can mill stuff into the yard and get bigger. There's also the other new one. No, I say new one. I think it's from the previous set. Oh, it doesn't say mill on it. That's why. Equal graveyard discard. So it allows you to discard stuff. This Souls of the Lost. So when you cast it, you automatically get to discard a thing. So you're putting something in the graveyard, and then it's bigger for all the permanents in your graveyard. So this is also worth it too. So if you have any number of rares to spin, I would play those over several of these cards, probably including this. So yeah, this is probably something I would go along with, if that were the case. No, you can't. You have to post it in the Discord. This is why you can't post like if you try to post a deck list in the chats, it will block the chat, the message, which is why many times when you signed up, that's the link to the Discord. I'll put it out there again. In Discord, then post your list somewhere, like many people have done, and let me grab the deck list from wherever you host it. So you can put it on Moxfield, you can put it on wherever. There's a bunch of places you can put it. I put mine on Moxfield, but let's see. Chupacabra. When it enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent gets search for X the number of permanents in your graveyard. Yeah, that's fine. I'd almost rather it just be another removal spell, though. Rise of the Varmints, kind of cool. Okay. Not a huge fan of this card. I think I tried it a few times, didn't like it. I don't hate Railway Brawler. Just not sure 100% how it fits here just yet. This guy is interesting. Okay, well, let's just go hop in and see what happens. But yeah, I think I have thoughts already. Did I not? Oh, I didn't finish the deck off. Dang it. I forgot. I need to craft that one uncommon. All right, done. Like, you need to craft an uncommon. It can't be undone. I think I'm good, Arena. It's fine. All right, I'm going to go up here, and we'll grab that. Honest Redstein's found its way into quite a few lists. Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, I had varmints in a couple of early lists that haven't made it to video yet. Oh, excuse me. All right, so what do we got here? We've got a little Death Touch Duder. All right, this is cool. We can maybe do some things with this. Oh, boo. Are we just playing against a toxic deck? Boo. All right, well, is what it is. Who's bringing these? I mean, we haven't played against one fun deck in the play queue yet. Which is fine. People are allowed to bring whatever they want, but I'm just like, what are we doing, you know? Gonna kill our marionette? Yep, that makes sense. All right, GG's. I'm just moving on, y'all. We're not doing much in this game. Like, this isn't even gonna be fun to watch, because like, even if we win, the opponent's deck isn't doing anything. Like, we just be playing things, not attacking for a while, so they don't attack us to get the proliferate things, and it's just, do they draw the proliferate cards? Like, that's not gonna prove anything on the deck. Mm-mm-mm-mm. If I was just playing for myself to make a video, I'd play the game out. But, like, we're just trying to test a deck. That's not gonna prove anything. Plus, those are cards that are virtually non-existent on the ladder these days. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. We have a marionette. We've got this little duder that I guess mills. Does he gets bigger for the number of creatures in our graveyard. Okay. All right, let's see if this does anything. How good is Rutstein in here? I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but I don't know if it's good. Like, I guess if we want to get something like that back. So, I mean, it's 4-2. It does let us draw cards, though, possibly. Oh, no. I don't think we have a way to kill creatures in this deck, do we? That's going to be a real problem. We already have 2 creatures in the yard for the varmints, so we can at least make chump blockers for a while. That's the good news. Gosh. Yeah, like, this card's just gonna be so bad for us. Like, I don't uh I almost wanna do this just to try to set up something, but then, like, I don't oh my gosh, like, this is not good. Alright, I'm gonna go with this. And then maybe I can get this and kill off a dart frog? Like, we'll see. Yeah, we can't attack here, there's just no point. I mean, obviously, we're just chump blocking. That was the plan from the get-go. But yeah, Glissa is just better than every card we're playing, sadly. Like, our plan is gonna be hopefully have to get, like, Rise of the Varmints and get a bajillion little guys. This would have been really good to have with Varmints, but I don't know how much time we can buy. So let's see, we play this no matter what. This was part of the original game plan. Oh gosh. And then, all right, well, at least we're not relying on that as part of our plan. So that's good, because that could have been disastrous. I want to target us. Okay, that's unfortunate. I kind of wanted that land. Uh, we're gonna block, kill. I mean, I guess we just set up the varmints now, because it's possible if we get an untapped land, then we could just straight up play the railway brawler and then we varmints for a bunch. Man, I really wasn't expecting Rutstein to die there. That's unfortunate. Good news here, though, we could possibly, unless they have a way to protect their frog, we could turn off a color from them, since they obviously need that for black mana. Okay, they're gonna save it. All right, come on, let's draw an untapped land. Yeah, that's fine. You can have that. That's whatever. Come on, untap land. Untap land. I mean, that being said, they might have just another spot kill card for this anyway, but okay. Well, that didn't quite work out. So, what's our backup plan? I really just don't want to let them draw cards here. Is part of my problem. So, what if we do this? When it enters better 4 more permanent cards in your graveyard, put 2+1/+1. This is just not good. Permanent cards in your graveyard. Yeah, just all of that to get 2 counters is not it. Like, I'm reading it over and over, and I'm getting more frustrated with the card the more I read it. Like, that probably means it shouldn't be in the deck. Um, I'm gonna give it one more try to see if we can get off this, Brawler Varmints combo. But yeah, the 2 cards to the left here, the Veteran and the Behemoth, they should be cut instantly. I almost never wanna cast these cards. No, the problem is I've been avoiding plotting the Brawler specifically because I want to just get it into play. But, like, if I plot it, I also couldn't have had any blockers here, which I definitely would rather have. I mean, next turn, I'm just gonna do it to do it. Now there's, like, 6 cards in the graveyard. Um, well, I can play Fester Leech and this at this point, so sure. I mean, they can give this Death Touch. I guess it's fine. Whatever, at some point, we gotta commit. Let's do it. Alright, let's, go with this. I'm assuming this is just gonna get killed. Alright. Sure. I mean, obviously, you're giving it Death Touch, right? Probably gonna Death Touch and save it, I bet, with our luck. Nope, just Death Touch. Nope, here it comes. We just had to wait for the second act of this thing. Sure, you have a poison dart frog that's gonna come back. Alright, friend. I always wonder how worth it that so many people play those cards and they never see unless you're playing it. We talked about this earlier. Unless you're playing a blink deck or something similar, those cards don't ever do much. They just really don't. I mean, yeah, I'm just blocking with one of these 2/1s. All right. That was a long pause just to let Glissa kill a thing. All right. I mean, I think I'm just casting Brawler straight up at this point. If they have a kill spell, whatever. You got it. I mean, this is the bad part. Like, I'm staring at 2 cards in her hand that even if we get them, don't really do anything here. Right? There's so many things we could play at 4 and 5 mana that are just more impactful. All right. What do we got? I assume if there's a way to kill a thing, Brawler's out of here. You know how bad this guy is? He's even only going to be 4 power with a Brawler on the table. Like, that's rough. Like, for real. Like, a 5 mana thing is only going to be 4 power. Like, I get it, wanting to play lands out of your graveyard, but that's not that exciting. Okay, so I can get a big body, I can get a 4 power body, I can get a 2/2 and mill things, but that's not the best. I guess I might as well do this, and we'll try to play some stuff. Unless they've just been waiting to kill the Brawler, which will happen now. Looks like that's not the case. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm attacking. I mean, then they just give that first strike, huh? Or a death touch. All right. Yeah, I mean, unless we get the Chupacabra, I don't even know if we can kill anything. And there's one in the graveyard already, right? Yeah, there's already one gone. Oh, well, they did have a way to kill a brawler. All right. I mean, I guess at least we got a 4/9 out of it first. That's cool. And they're gonna play cards off the top of our library. Nope. I thought they were gonna activate. Oh, they're one short because it takes 7, right? Yeah. All right. I guess I'm just gonna block with this thing finally. I was saving it in case I needed a 3/3 to try to slow down a Gix if it tried to attack, but whatever. Okay, now we have a Swerving Emergence. Now maybe we can do some things. What does this look like now? If we get this, I mean, we have to get Chupacabra, right? Don't. That just actually feels bad. Here's the problem. I want to go for the big play and get back the Railway Brawler, but the right play is probably get Chupacabra because we don't have very many removals, so we kind of got to try what we can. I was gonna say it'd have been sick if they had a way to target something in our graveyard on top of all that. Oh, it's probably another whatever, not dead after all, right? No, maybe not really. Oh, opponent, come on now. Here we go. It is. They have it. Oh no, it's a royal treatment. Oh, okay. I'll pay the extra for the royal treatment. That's fine. It gives it hexproof till in the turn. That's fair. Forgot about that part. And it has death touch, but doesn't really matter. How many cards do I have? 34? All right, we still have some cards to work with. And I'm just gonna attack with the 4/9. I'm just like, whatever. Gotta do something. All right, they're at 16. How we're still at 19, I have no idea. Honestly. No, Conduit of Worlds or whatever is just bad. I've tried it in so many decks, and it's always the first card to get cut off my list. I wanted it to be good, trust me. I wanted to play that card. I wanted it to be something, but like it 100% has not worked out one time. I must have tried it in like 10 different decks, always gets cut. Oh, all right. I guess we just attack with these two knuckleheads. I mean, am I attacking with the other two twos? I mean, they can block one with Gix. You could block. I mean, yeah, that's fine for now, I guess. Like we have to put some amount of pressure, just force them to make a decision. All right, they're not even blocking. Sure. Mm-mm-mm. And then we have this big thing. All right. I don't think I can play any more lands because I played the lands for the turn. Seems good. Splash of red to have quick draw to stop Glissa. Honestly, it doesn't even need that. You're playing black. You could just play removal cards. Like, why are we talking about adding colors? Like, green has fight spells, black has straight up removal. Hell, we can even play with the card we were talking about earlier, like exiles enchantment artifact, or you can pay an extra black and a colorless to exile anything. Like, you could play that in here too. Yep, I assume that was going to be the case. Oh, they got one of our Gitrog monsters. But honestly, if that's like the worst thing, I mean, I guess this is fine. Could have been a lot worse. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So Gitrog has haste and trampoline. I mean, we can just block with the 5/4, I guess. Opponent's at 15. Can we possibly threaten enough to kill them? I mean, we could. They don't have any cards right now, though, so we're better off just blocking, I guess. Like, limit their possible options if we do find a way out here, or something that kills the Gitrog monster, or just a land that does nothing. That's a different problem. Yeah. So about that, I guess we just saddle up with this thing. Man, I get why this is the Burrow Fiends here, but it just feels bad. Like, there's just gonna be a lot of situations where you're not gonna want to saddle just so you're not giving up a blocker. Trying to be really selective about what I'm attacking with here. Man, this guy doesn't trample or anything. I'm just like, he's a big old body, does nothing. Yeah, okay. This is probably I'm probably supposed to attack with way more, but another creature gets +2/+2. Let's put him here. Yeah, that's so much. 5 mana to just get the 5/4, and you're putting a +2/+2 on something just doesn't seem worth it. I was like, that's just such a little bonus for that, considering you have like dragons, planeswalkers, but like so much stuff you can play at 4 and 5 mana. Those will both die. They'll take one trample. The 4/3 dies. Then they take four. So they take five total. Yeah, sure, that seems fine. I don't hate that. In the turn. There's also the new card that like lets you sift through your deck for the number of like double the number of lands you have. Like that's pretty cool. Opponents at 10. We have a Death Toucher. Now they have two Death Touchers, so that's a thing. I mean, still attack with Glissa here. Yeah, we're literally just losing to Glissa. Like it's kind of all this is. And we can't even attack really with the big creature. Yeah, like and we have all the mana, but nothing to do with it, unfortunately. Yeah. Sadly, I don't think we can really win from here. Because I'm trying to think like what's our best thing we could draw? Like another one of these, maybe? But like because I'm thinking even if we get squirming emergence, like what are we getting back? We don't have any of the creatures that are naturally big, unfortunately. Like all those ones we were talking about that care about permanents in your graveyard. Yeah, I mean we can get a Chupacabra, but even then we can't really attack because of the two death touch things, right? Yeah, sadly, all we can do is pass. Like there's literally nothing. We're just dead. like like the only defense they're not attacking with Gitrog monsters, so we don't kill it with the marionette. But that's kind of the only thing we have going for us right now. And as it stands, eventually we can't even use the Burrow Fiend because we're just going to be chump blocking this Nissa forever or giving them cards, which is bad here. I mean, at some point, I think we just have to give them cards and just say, you get it. Because if we do that, we just can't do anything on the following turns. So, sure. Yep. Card for you. And we kind of just have to hope it's a land, but even then, they can already have the land to block with their creature land. Yeah, I mean, this is lifelink, but I don't think it's going to help us. Yeah, I think I'm just willing to concede here to the opponent because even with the deck list, I'm thinking about cards we can draw. There's no stalemate breakers that we can find here. Like we're just filling up our graveyard with no real benefit. It's like, yeah, I think I'm good. Like I think we've seen enough at this point. Like we literally just lost to not being able to punch through. I mean, with the creature deck. It just needs better removal and honestly and better creature choices. Like what we're playing is just not good enough. Like Fester Leech is not good. This guy's not good at all. Perennial Behemoth not good. Well, Railway Brawler I kind of like if we're going to go all in on varmints, right? Oh, Mark Seton gave 5 memberships? Dude, thank you so much. That was completely not necessary, but I really, really appreciate it. But yeah, I think the problem is you just need more impactful cards. Even if they don't totally work with the graveyard, you need some things that just do what they do well, right? Like Chupacabra is kind of cool, but you kind of just need things that can kill a planeswalker or an artifact or an enchantment or whatever, I think is what you need. So, and we'll talk about, we talked about this earlier, but the green card that does it, Terra Sunder. This thing, I'd rather play this than play Chupacabra because at the same 4 mana, you can just get rid of anything. Like, yes, it's one less creature and it's not in your graveyard or whatever, but like this is just a better card, right? This is going to solve way more problems. Like, even though this cares about stuff being in your graveyard, I would rather just have a Glissa Sunslayer, right? Because it just does more. It has death touch, it has first strikes, it can draw cards, it can remove counters. Like, it just does way more than what this card does. And it's just more threatening. So, like, I would swap that. Bloodseeker's okay. It is lifelink. There's not much life gain or whatever in this deck, but again, I'd cut like Fester Leech, just go in on the gnawing vermin because at least can pick off some 1/1s, which is useful, or be a combat trick against like mono red or something. Stubborn Burrow Fiend, I'm torn on this one. Like, I get what it does and it kind of helps the deck, but at the same time, it makes you commit another creature to get the benefit of it. And it has no evasiveness, right? It doesn't have menace, it doesn't have trample. So like your opponent's just chumping off for you to spend all this effort and 2 creatures. So now you're not able to block or whatever. And then all those other cards that care about stuff being in your graveyard are just better. You know, like we're saying, like the Goyf, for sure, you can just play that. I think that's fine. The Souls of the Lost, I think if you have rares, or wild cards, I would spend it on that. And then you have creatures that are just big on their own, right? Like they're always going to be as big or bigger than the Burrow Fiend would be. Well, always going to be bigger than the Burrow Fiend would be anyway. For the same 2 mana, you don't have to commit anymore. And this can also still just mill when it comes into play, right? So some of these options I think would just be better in general overall. But that's where I'm at. That's my thoughts on it. All right, looks like Voltani actually got a deck list in there, and this might be the last one for me, y'all. So Voltani might be the last one, unless there's a random like late paid one that sneaks in here. So let's go ahead and export this. Oh, this is. Oh, is this just a brawl deck? Yeah, I don't know if we have time to play brawl games right now. Yeah, unfortunately, Vitani, I think I'm gonna have to pass on this. Like, this is gonna be the last one, and like, I don't know if we have time to play brawl games at the moment. Those can go very, very long. So Anubis, if you're still here, we'll take a look at a standard deck if you got it. And then if not Anubis, we'll look at patch lock. So if y'all are still here, give me a link to your deck list in the Discord so we can get you next up. Thanks for the notes. We appreciate it. You are very welcome. Thanks for participating in the new experiment. If y'all like doing this, like I would do. Normally, I like kind of just quickly going over people's decks so we get more people in, and people that need deck help, we do a deck doctor thing. But today I decided, you know what, we'll just play some people's decks and see what's up. I know sometimes people like seeing other people play their decks. Uh, all right, it looks like we don't have Anubis, so Patch Lock, if you're still here, get your deck list posted in the Discord in the standard channel, and we will get you next up here if you are still here. And then if Patchlock is not here, Toofs or Troofs, Toofs, Toopf, Toofs, you would be next up. So I queued the wrong area, didn't I? Or well, it gives me time to play Pioneer in the paper next week. I have no idea. All right, it looks like Anubis, Patchlock, and Toofs all may not be here. So Arimi DV, I believe, is who I have next on my list. So Arimi, if you are here, you are next up. Or Aramel. I'm sorry, my notes were bad. Aramel DV. Sorry, I'll give you a couple minutes more, or at least a minute more, because I said your name wrong. Aramel DV, if you are around, if you are within the sound of my voice, you have about 30 seconds. Or I might let one other person queue up. All right, well, if you are in the standard, oh, nope, Aramel got in there. Never mind. I was going to take somebody else, but looks like we are there already. So let's go ahead and export. And we will load that. All right, let's see what we got going on. That's not what this is. Who's listening? Where's it at? Sunbird is what this is. Oh, I'm gonna have to get some ancient cornucopias to do this. Oh man, all right. You're real. Y'all are really taxing me today. But here we are. We're gonna do it. All right. So what do we got? Soul Guide, Lantern, Courier's Briefcase, Case, Ley Lines. Oh man, we are trying to do some things here. Are Sunbird's effigies really necessary? Craft with one or more. Okay. Maybe. Like this is a lot happening. I have feelings. Like here, okay. I'm gonna say something, and this is not a shot at you, Aramo. But my concern here is we kind of just made either a worse version of Azure deck or a worse version of the domain control deck. Because I don't know that we like I just don't know if we need to be doing all this. Like I'm just staring at this right now trying to process how badly I just want to spend like 3 more wild cards on this. I mean, I like or 2 more, I guess, cuz I have to go craft some, but like maybe like I'm yeah, okay. All right. I'm going to do it. I just this is not going to be a fun deck to play. like I think that's my problem. I'm staring at it and this is just not going to be fun. I'm going to do it because I told you I'm going to do it. But I'm definitely not excited about this. But again, I could be wrong. This could be really fun. I could be really wrong. But like I said, this feels like I'm just playing domain control with extra steps, or I'm playing the Zur deck with extra steps. Mm, 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 mm. But we'll see. Like I said, could be very, very wrong. Being very frustrating does not make it fun, especially at the end of a long day and a long stream. So we'll see. But yeah, I feel like could this just be better just being either of the decks we already know, right? Because I don't know if we need to be spending like the Kami and the artifact bird, and where I don't know if they're really doing anything that the other cards aren't doing better. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Um this at least let me tutor up a land. Yeah, lets me search a basic. So that's probably fine. But yeah, I'm just because again, we could just play like a regular sweeper. Like, did we need to have drag to the bottom? Not really. All right, go get a basic of some other thing. What do we have? That's island, forest, plains. So we either want a swamp. Yeah, that's fine. All right, we'll just play this. Yeah, because I don't really know that Sunbird standard even needs to be in here. Like, well, yeah, I don't blame the opponent. I like this isn't going to be fun for them to play against either. Like, it's literally just again, it's domain control with extra steps. I might also just go in on playing like a full set of briefcases too. Okay, sure. I can't imagine this is bad enough to throw back. All right, let's do it. Pass the turn. I mean, I doubt I'll need to ley line anything, but you never know. There could be a scary thing on turn 3. We'll see though. That qualifies. I have played that card enough in many, many lists to know better. I'm fine with that going away. Oh my gosh. All right. Sure. Might as well play that. Pass turn. We're not doing anything else with it, really. We might get to draw a card from it. Briefcase. I mean, we could Zur and just activate this bad boy and attack. I think that might be the plan here, actually. Oh no, I need 2 to do that. Oh, never mind then. I thought it was 1 for some reason. That would have been kind of crazy. Sure, pass the turn. Yeah, I think this is a case where like the deck works. I think it's gonna do what you want it to do. I just don't know if we need to be doing it this way. Yep. Put counters on the Kami and then oh, not even putting counters on the Kami. I thought they would have just had a ton of mana next turn, but no, guess not. Alrighty then. What is this? Power interface is equal to number of colors among exiled cards used to craft it. So like our goal is to make this like a 4/4 or 5/5 exiling like the guild pack. Yeah, I don't like this card. Make this something else. Like if let it be like if this was an angel right now that I could pay kicker on, I would like this so much more. Yeah, I don't we're just again, I'm trying not to be insulting because that's not the point. But like I think we're just doing things to do things with this list, but I don't think there are any things we have to be doing. Because even now, like I could doppelgang and like I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 mana. You want to get to like 8 with the doppelgang, really? Um, I don't even know what I want to do here. I guess just this. So maybe we could turn on a leyline binding. Sure. But this is kind of the point of the game I was thinking about, where like it feels like we're just doing the things that either the Zur deck or the um domain control decks are just doing worse. You know what I mean? On the plus side, I guess maybe I can make this fly. Well, even now, it's not going to be very big though. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I mean, I'll play it because it gets us closer to doppelganging something. Oh, okay, cool. At least I get to block that guy. That's nice. I wasn't thinking they were going to attack with that, so that worked out at least. All right, I guess we just play this. Play this. I might as well attack for one because I don't think I'm blocking with this. There's no real scenario where I'm probably blocking with that. All right, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can make 2 copies. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Can't target that opponent, but you can definitely get Zur. Hmm. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1. If I had 2 more mana, like the number of times that's been said in the world, if I just had 2 more mana, I think maybe I'm supposed to just draw cards here. Like, even though I want more mana for Doppelgang, obviously, but like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could Doppelgang and copy Leyline, this thing. It would only be 2 things, though, right? Of X permanents. But yeah, I'm just gonna draw cards here. See if we can find something more useful. Well, that doesn't quite qualify. All right, well, pass turn. We're at least at a bunch of life. Felix, I just want to say great content, man. Appreciate the consistency every day, on point on the clock. Very cool decks. Question 1, what's your favorite deck colors? And Kendrick or Drake? I mean, I've never been a huge Drake fan, even before all the discourse started. So like nothing against either dude. But yeah, my opinion doesn't really mean much there. But favorite colors? I don't know. I mean, I've been building a lot of Gruul decks lately just cuz. Yeah, and this is where if you're playing the domain control deck, at least if I had like a Sunfall. But yeah, I think we just take it here. And sadly, I think I'm gonna have to fire off a less than perfect doppelgang here. So we're copying Leyline and probably just borrowed time. And then even then, I think I'm removing this, and that's not great. I mean, we're still possibly taking. Oh, we're still taking lethal. Yeah, there's really no good way to get out of this, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If I had one more land, but I don't. I mean, we could turn these into creatures, but I mean, we'd really have to play this. And oh, we don't have the. This takes 5 to craft, bruh. These don't need to be in the deck at all. Like, yeah, all right. GG's opponent. They got this. Like yeah. I think I'm out on this one. I'm out on this one. I think everything we thought was correct. Like this just yeah, this ain't it. Well, this is a case, and I want to use this as like a general lesson, not even to come after like Aramel here. Because this is something I even catch myself doing when deck building. Is like you can kind of go down a road where you're like, oh, but it would be really cool if our deck did this thing, and then we could do this thing. Like even here, it's like, oh, well, if we have all the different colors, then we can go ahead and play all these other cards. And it's like, okay, cool. But then we can also play Zur because now we have these other enchantments in the deck. And it's like, oh, well, that could be neat. Right. But then it's like, how far off the path did you get from efficiency? Becomes the problem. Right. Because literally, we can look at this and say, like, do we honestly think that Doppelgang, Kami, Invasion of Alar are better in this build than Atraxa? Better than any of the sweepers or a pile of other cards, right? That the other decks are already playing. Or could we just go hard on Zur, and play more enchantment based stuff? So Zur can turn those enchantments into more things and maybe play some counters so we can protect Zur. Right? That's the other option. But yeah, I think because the problem is there's just a lot going on here that just the cards don't really support each other after a point. It's like, okay, we get Leyline, but then like we don't even have anything really that cares about different types or colors or whatever, except for the Sunbird, really. I mean, technically drag to the bottom, but we'll have that anyway just because of all the tri-lands, right? So we don't even really need Leyline of the Guild Pact. It's just kind of taking up space for the most part. And the problem with this card is even if you get it in your opener, I mean, the best it does is kind of turn on Leyline Binding on one, but you're probably playing a tap land on one anyway. So you're going to Leyline Binding on two, which a lot of times you can just do that on two for 1 mana anyway because of the tri-lands, right? So you're not even getting a huge advantage. Like the decks that like Leyline are decks that are like the domain aggro decks, right? That your creatures are bigger for the number of different types you have or whatever. Or in like Pioneer, the mono green decks are playing it because it turns all your stuff into green and whatever, right? So they can get more use out of the Nyx land, right? Like and ramp up really fast, right? So, but this isn't even getting a use out of that. Like Invasion of Alar is not a bad card, but it's way better if you have all the other stuff we've seen that you can combo with it. Like there's a reason a lot of people don't play with it when you're not doing the combo-y things. Kami War, this is still fine. This is still a removal card. Can make your opponent discard something, and it's just a sizable creature. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, Sunbird standard. Yeah, this was rough. I did not like playing with this card at all. Like it just sure it makes every color, but you already have all the different multi-lands. You have stuff that can search for basics. Like you just don't need this. I would spin the wild cards and well, you already have 4 Cornucopia, so I mean it's like you can't play any more than that. You know what? If you really wanted this, I would just play with 2 copies of Celestis, if that was a concern. And then just go down that road. And then at least you could gain some life and like dig deeper if you need to or whatever. Soul Guide Lanterns, fine. I get it. There are some graveyard decks, but if we're just playing one card to deal with graveyards, I'd rather just have another Courier's Briefcase. Give yourself a chance to draw more cards. Give yourself to make a chance to make an extra chump blocker, especially against like the aggro decks to buy yourself time. Like that would just be better. But yeah, I think there's a lot going on here. But again, it's trying to do too much, I think. Because again, except for Sunbird standard, I don't think I really dislike any of the cards in here. It's just altogether, they're not focused. And we've seen better versions of doing things with every card in here. But we're kind of like jamming everything in. And I don't think we got a big benefit, unfortunately. Right? Because again, like the domain decks, at least you have like the opportunity of like, oh, I can just draw an Atraxa and reload my hand or do whatever, right? Even the Zur decks, you can have enough enchantments that you can just turn those all into things. But this isn't even able to take advantage of Zur because we only have Leyline. I mean, that's a battle. So we have Leylines, really. Because even Kami of War eventually will become a creature on its own or whatever anyway. So that's not even getting the benefit of Zur. So really, we only have 7 cards, realistically, that even benefit from Zur. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's my assessment. I feel like there's a lot more we could do with this deck and make it more focused. And I honestly, that was kind of like the recurring theme today, which something I deal with all the time, doing all the deck builds I'm doing. But it's really just, can you focus the deck? I mean, when you think about it, all the decks that you see regularly that do well, why do they do well? It's because they're focused, right? Mono red has very little wasted space. Everything's either dealing damage or finding a way to get to another damage card, right? The mono green decks, it's you're being sizable every turn and then maybe something to protect your dudes and just be as efficient as you can at your mana cost, right? The domain control decks are like all these different ways to keep you from doing things until I can hit an angel, gain some life, start turning it around, right? Then maybe stick in a Traxa or whatever, right? They're all focused. That's the biggest thing. But what we saw a lot of today that people submitted were decks trying to do a whole lot of things. Or the other thing we saw was in the event, oh, hey, thanks for subscribing. But in the event of doing the like mill deck, was trying to have every single thing say the word mill on it effectively. And then you left yourself with no options, right? So you got to find that nice middle ground there to be focused, but not too focused, I guess, is the way to do it. And like I said, I've been guilty. I've done it before. I've even put deck lists where we built them and said, we're going all gas, no brakes, right? We're not no defensive cards. We're just doing it. But that was also part of the experiment, right? So I knew what I was doing walking into it. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Deck building's not easy. I mean, the toughest thing is, and I've thought about this before because I have some ideas for some videos I want to do that are like, hey, here's some tips for deck building. But the problem, inevitably, is that whatever heuristics you are given to like maybe play this many creatures, this many spells, if you're doing a control deck, do this many, whatever, right? The next deck you build will almost always be the exception, it feels like. And be like, oh, if you're playing Gruul aggro, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, oh, wait. But if you're doing low to the ground aggro with all these double strikers and giant girls, then maybe you only need 20 land or 19 land or whatever, right? So it's like now the whole thing changes. And it's just one of those things. It's just, that's what makes deck building so tough with Magic is every single card you move around in the deck list could change the dynamic of the deck because of all the other cards. And then it's like, okay, do I have enough land? Do I have enough targets for things? If I'm trying to get stuff out of the graveyard, is there a guarantee there'll be something in the graveyard, right? Or whatever the meta is becomes the other problem because it's like, okay, if people are playing a bunch of exile things or farewells or whatever, like, can I even lean on the graveyard, right? That becomes a problem. So there's a lot of moving parts. And I think that's what's given Magic its longevity is we have all these options, all this variability and all this stuff to still learn, you know, at the, I don't know, 31st year of the game or whatever we're on now. Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, it's just crazy. It is crazy. But if I could be so inclined, if you haven't yet, especially if you're on YouTube, check out my I'm Your Huckleberry shirts. Those are brand new. I only had them up for like a week. They're in the shop, so you should just be able to click a little thing. Matter of fact, I will check and see what shows up there on the stream so I could tell you. I have to refresh the page. But yeah, it'll show up down toward the bottom. It won't show during the live stream. I think it shows in the actual videos. But or you can just go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PowerDragon. That's a good way to support me if you want to get something cool and interesting. What else do I got going on? If you haven't subscribed or followed, wherever you're following me or watching me right now, because people are all over the place, on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, all of those, hit the little follow button. That'd be nice too. That helps out a lot. And then just watch my videos. I literally have been posting stuff on YouTube every day for 4 years. Hey, thanks for the follow there, Avery. For 4 years and almost 2 months now, I think. So like that's a long time. So I have a lot of standard decks if you want to check them out. Or if you just have any questions, just come by the Discord. We have lots of people in there. I believe our Discord is over 600 folks now. And everybody's pretty chill. So if you want a fun, chill environment, I think I've only had to boot 2 people out of our Discord, which is super awesome. So I hope it stays that way. But yeah, I'm going to put the link there for everybody if you want to come by the Discord and hang out. Or if you just want to get deck help or you want to talk about any news that's come up or whatever, like we have channels for everything. And it's pretty lively. We have a lot of people chatting in there pretty much every day. So come by, check that out. But yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, also, if you're going to post deck lists, go to my sponsors over at Moxfield. That's really cool. And if you need glasses, hit me up. Send me a message on Discord or on Twitter or whatever. I can get you a discount because they have cheap glasses already, but you can still save money with paying glasses. They're super awesome. All right. I made all my sales pages. I really appreciate y'all. This was something I wasn't sure if it was going to work. We got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 people, 8 people. different decks. We played people's decks. We learned a lot. I got to play with cards I hadn't even built decks with yet before. So yeah, we'll see if we do this again. I'll probably work on the structure a little bit, but yeah, this actually worked out okay. So now we can add this to the types of streams we do, because we've been doing deck doctors where we kind of go through and get everybody some help with their decks. But this is the first time we kind of did a mix of I'll play your deck along with deck doctoring, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I think it was a learning experience. So I dig it. But yeah, as always, wherever you are watching, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, because I know some of y'all are on the other side of the world, and I appreciate you engaging with all my stuff. But most importantly, if I can tell you anything, remember to be awesome and be awesome to each other.